Okay, welcome back everyone. What we're going to do here is we're going to cover the last section of Module 4, which is dealing with negative persuasive messages for business purposes. Now, this will be the last bit of information we're going to talk about in Module 4. Module 5, which begins next week, is actually the last module, and it is primarily a final assignment for the class, but we'll go ahead and talk about that later. Let's go ahead and move on here and take a look at some other things. Negative persuasive message overview. Well, again, this looks very familiar because we've already covered it. We started with critical thinking. We moved on to outlining or organizing. We're now going to talk about, we then talked about letters, words, sentences, paragraphs, essays, and so on. We've got some business writing involved. We've now moved on into emails and memorandum. And now, then we had routine business letters. Again, email, memo, and business letters up to this point have all been routine. We're going to go into a little different area here, which is negative persuasive messages. Now, again, negative messages are basically as they sound. They're bad news. Persuasive messages are as they sound. You're trying to convince someone to do something that they probably wouldn't want to do. Now, a negative message, the format structure for a negative message will be identical whether or not you're using it in an email, whether or not you're using it in a memo, whether or not you're using it in a business letter, a report, whatever the case might be. Same thing with persuasive messages. It will be the same structure whether or not it's email, memo, reports, letters, and so on. Now, there are differences compared from negative persuasive compared to routine, which we've been working up to this point. With routine, we started off at the very beginning with the purpose in the first sentence. Why are you reading this? Then in the body, we moved into details about the purpose, and then the closing, what was a call for action, either implied or explicit. Do something, tell something, whatever the case might be. With negative messages and persuasive messages, we do not front load like we do with routine. We do not start with the purpose of this letter is to persuade you to do something. We do not start with the purpose of this memo is to tell you no. We have to do this differently. Now, the two videos that we'll eventually talk about found in the YouTube channel will cover the differences specifically. Definitely take a look at those. The readings, viewings, just mention them. There's one video on negative messages and one on persuasive messages. Both are found in the YouTube channel, Playlist 5. Next are the assignments. Well, first of all, we have the readings and viewings. Well, there's only the viewings. The two videos we just talked about, they start on the date shown and are due on the date shown. The pre-discussion questions for both. There's two different sets. Again, start the date shown and are due on the date shown. Finally, there will be one unique negative message, business message application assignment, and one persuasive business message application assignment. Both begin on the date shown and both are due by the date shown. That is it for now. As always, if you have questions, please feel free to contact me. Thanks. Have a great day.